Hi everyone, and welcome to our channel Consumer Times. Today's topic is something that directly impacts all the citizens in India. The pharmaceutical industry plays a crucial part of the healthcare system, providing medications that range from life-saving drugs to over-the-counter remedies. This industry is broadly divided into two categories: branded medicines and generic medicines. Before we further talk about the main subject, generic vs branded medicines in India, understanding the market and tackling fake drugs, please like, share, comment, as your comments are very valuable to us. Please also comment your reactions and other topics we should talk about, and do not forget to subscribe our channel by clicking subscribe button to motivate us. Branded medicines are developed and marketed by pharmaceutical companies under proprietary name, which is usually a trademark. These medicines are typically the result of extensive research and development, R&D, by the company, which patents the drug to protect its intellectual property and recoup its investment. Once the patent expires, other companies are allowed to produce and sell the same medicine under its chemical name or a different brand name, known as generic medicines. Generic medicines contain the same active ingredients as branded medicines and are considered bioequivalent, meaning they work in the same way and provide the same clinical benefits. However, they are sold at a significantly lower price because generic manufacturers do not have the same R&D expenses and do not need to invest in marketing to the same extent. India's pharmaceutical market is one of the largest in the world, with branded medicines making up a significant portion of sales. These medicines are often preferred by healthcare professionals and consumers due to the perceived quality and efficacy associated with the brand name. The branding is supported by aggressive marketing strategies, which include sponsorships, medical representatives, and endorsements from healthcare professionals. However, branded medicines are usually much more expensive than generics, leading to affordability issues, especially in a country like India, where a significant portion of the population lives below the poverty line. Despite this, branded medicines dominate the market, especially in urban areas where consumers are more brand conscious and have higher purchasing power. The Indian government has been actively promoting the use of generic medicines to make healthcare more affordable. The Jan Aushadhi scheme, for instance, was launched to provide quality generic medicines at affordable prices through special stores known as Jan Aushadhi Kendras. These medicines are often up to 50 to 90% cheaper than their branded counterparts, making them accessible to a broader section of the population. Despite these efforts, generic medicines face challenges in terms of acceptance. Many consumers and even some healthcare professionals remain skeptical about the quality and efficacy of generics, despite regulatory assurances. This skepticism is often fueled by misinformation and the powerful branding of pharmaceutical companies. However, the market for generic medicines is steadily growing, particularly in rural areas where cost is a significant factor in healthcare decisions. The growth is also supported by the government's push for Make in India initiatives, which encourage local production of generic medicines. India is unfortunately a significant hub for the production and distribution of fake medicines, also known as counterfeit medicines. These are medicines that are deliberately and fraudulently mislabeled with respect to identity and/or source. They may contain incorrect ingredients, no active ingredients, or incorrect doses, leading to ineffective treatment or even harm to patients. The World Health Organization, WHO, estimates that up to 10% of medicines available globally could be counterfeit, with the figure being as high as 25% in developing countries like India. This is a major public health issue, as counterfeit medicines can lead to treatment failure, increased resistance to medicines, and even death. The counterfeit drug market in India is vast and highly organized, making it a significant challenge for authorities to combat. These fake medicines are often sold in unregulated markets, through illegal online pharmacies, or even find their way into the legitimate supply chain. The sheer size and complexity of India's pharmaceutical market make it difficult for regulators to monitor and control the distribution of medicines effectively. There are over 10,000 manufacturing units and 300,000 drug retailers in India, making it challenging to ensure compliance with regulations. The high cost of branded medicines drives demand for cheaper alternatives, making the market ripe for counterfeiters to exploit. Many consumers, particularly in rural areas, are unable to afford expensive treatments and may turn to cheaper, unverified sources. Corruption within the regulatory and enforcement agencies can lead to a lack of accountability and enable the proliferation of fake medicines. This is compounded by the lack of stringent penalties for those caught producing or distributing counterfeit drugs. Many consumers in India are unaware of the risks associated with fake medicines. They may not know how to verify the authenticity of a medicine or may not have access to reliable information. The Indian government and various organizations have recognized the threat posed by counterfeit medicines and have taken several steps to combat the problem. The Drugs and Cosmetics Act, 1940, which governs the manufacture, sale, and distribution of drugs in India, has been amended several times to address the issue of counterfeit medicines. The Central Drug Standard Control Organization, CDSCO, has been empowered to conduct inspections, seize counterfeit drugs, and prosecute offenders. To improve traceability and reduce the circulation of counterfeit medicines, the government has mandated the use of barcoding for pharmaceutical exports. This helps in tracking the supply chain and verifying the authenticity of medicines. The government is working on regulations for e-pharmacies, which have been identified as a potential source of counterfeit medicines. By regulating these online platforms, the government aims to ensure that only licensed and authentic medicines are sold. Several initiatives have been launched to leverage technology in the fight against counterfeit medicines. For example, some companies are using QR codes and SMS-based authentication systems that allow consumers to verify the authenticity of a medicine. Blockchain is being explored as a means to create a tamper-proof system for tracking and verifying the supply chain of medicines. This technology could help in preventing counterfeit medicines from entering the market. Public awareness campaigns have been launched to educate consumers about the dangers of counterfeit medicines and how to identify them. These campaigns often target rural areas where the problem is more prevalent. Training programs are being conducted for healthcare professionals to help them identify counterfeit medicines and report them to the authorities. This is crucial, as healthcare professionals are often the first line of defense against counterfeit drugs. Now we conclude as the difference between generic and branded medicines in India is not just a matter of cost, but also of perception and market dynamics. While generic medicines offer an affordable alternative to branded drugs, the market for fake medicines poses a significant challenge to public health in India. The government and various stakeholders are taking steps to combat this menace, but a concerted effort is needed to ensure the safety and efficacy of medicines in India. Public awareness, stronger regulations, and technological interventions will be key to addressing this issue and ensuring that all Indians have access to safe and effective healthcare. Thanks a lot for joining us today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to comment, which are very valuable to us. Please like, please do not forget press subscribe button to motivate us.